Yeah, it's the Washington Soldiers' Home. The Department of Veterans Affairs. My God. So I come to this place on a regular basis, at least once a week. And if people only knew, to thank someone like Christy Nome. Oh my goodness. You know, she's not in charge of this place, but she has something to do with it. I have the most amazing stories to tell about the men who live here. There goes some of them right now. I think that guy with the green coat on the back is the guy I wanted to tell the story about. I was in there one day and it's like something right out of a movie. Like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest kind of stuff. All these poor disabled soldiers rolling around in their wheelchairs, unable to speak. Some of them couldn't even sit up straight. They're all just completely disabled. And I didn't have the code to get out. You have to push buttons to open the door. Here was this old black guy in his wheelchair. I think that was him that just went by. That's why I'm always posting this stuff on Facebook about so-called patriots. Because these guys in their Chinese-made camouflage pants, driving around in their diesel-powered pickup trucks with "Fuck Biden" flag in the back, calling themselves patriots. Well, they ought to do what I do. Come here once a week and see what a real patriot is. Because that man in the wheelchair, he saw I couldn't get out. I didn't know the code to get out. He rolled up there in his wheelchair, and with every ounce of effort that he had left in his broken body, he just looked at me and smiled. And then he pushed the buttons, the code. And you know what his code was to get out of that hellhole? It was 1776. And I am not kidding you. So anyway, I had a friend named Tiny Freeman. Yep. He was one of the most amazing human beings that ever lived. He was a veteran. He was a huge part of the Seattle scene back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, even up till the 1990s when we were still hanging out together. Just by chance, after knowing him for, decades, we just accidentally ended up being neighbors. And Tiny Freeman, he ended up in this place, and this is where that man died. And he was so pissed off. He had the most amazing life, and he ended up here. I mean, look, like I said, I come here once a week, sometimes more, and you can see how dilapidated it is over there. Now this was all, Second World War era stuff. And at one time, I guess it was a going concern. It was nice. But today there's only one building left that's even used. And that's where old Tiny Freeman ended up. Look up Tiny Freeman on Google. Read all the things about Tiny Freeman and all the things that man did with his life. Yeah, and he ended up here. The reason I said what I just said, I mean, I've been here on pouring down dark, rainy days. This place is usually completely deserted. And today, you know, because it's Memorial Day, there's people here. The flags are up. But usually this place is a ghost town. And there's these men in this building back here, just doing what they can to try to stay alive one more day. I mean, look at this, a steam plant. God, that's so amazing. That's how they used to, I mean, we're out in the woods. Today it's, you know, not in the woods, but at one time it was way out in the woods. And they had their own electricity plant that was operated by steam. Yeah, here they are today. They're having a little ceremony. God. I mean, this whole place exists today. There's only about 30 patients who live here. The place is literally completely deserted. Let's see, there's some other, those people right there, you motherfuckers. Those are real patriots. You see those people? You see those people right there? Those are real patriots. You stupid fucking assholes. Those are real patriots. And you see today, this is where all those men live. In this modern, you know, 1960s era facility. This is a nursing home for soldiers that are completely incapacitated from strokes and injuries. They're all in wheelchairs. And if anyone sees me with this camera in my hand, I'm going to get my ass in a lot of trouble. And here's where these guys ended up. In this place. Yeah, there's no Trump flags flying around here, let me tell you. These poor people, man. There's a guy up there with his hat on telling a story. This is what war has done to these innocent people that didn't do anything to anyone. I remember back in the 1960s, my parents had divorced and I was living in a rental house with my mom. And there was these people that lived next door to us. They had a son, old Tom Brunel was his name. Of course, he got drafted to Vietnam. And of course, he got killed. And I remember the day, man, when they found out that he wasn't coming home. The dad was out there in the driveway working on a car. It was a 58 Chevy. I don't know what he was doing. But I'd never forget him screaming. And he picked up a car battery off the ground. And he threw it through the windshield of that car. I saw that man do that. And I know why Tom got killed. I know why he was out there at the front line. Because he had a low IQ. I mean, he was the exact kind of person they did that to. And of course, he didn't make it. Man, I'll never forget that family. I mean, they were never the same. They never could be the same. They never would be the same. Yeah, they said, I mean, back then, in the Vietnam War, the life expectancy was around 15 minutes when you got dumped off out there. today. Those men in those wheelchairs in that building, they're as broken as the front of that building is. Anyway, happy Memorial Day. And all you motherfucking Trump supporters who think you're a goddamn patriot, kiss my ass. You're lucky I don't kick yours. You stupid, stupid, stupid fucking people.